Share a string of pasta like Lady in the Tramp. Come over here, man. bring the pasta here.
I'm gonna bite it. I can't do this. Hi, my name is Haley Brown. I'm 22 and I'm a songwriter.
Hi, my name is Travis Garrett Long. I'm 25 years old and I do acting. I met Haley on the set of a different Jubilee video.
It was dating based on Halloween costume, and it revealed my outfit piece by piece, and it looked really sexy, and then it was just a lobster on top, and he loved it.
I felt really connected and bonded when she actually came out and I saw her face, which was, mind you, like covered and all sweaty in this huge lobster costume. And that just cemented it more. I was like, yes, this girl's the right choice.
We tried to hang out and it just didn't work. Times didn't line up.
It's weird, like having that kind of connection with someone and then not exploring that and then being right back on camera again, like is the first time you're interacting face to face, so.
It'll be fun. I'm excited. We have a lot to talk about. Hey, bestie.
I had no idea where you were gonna come from. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's super weird. This is like
This
the
is super
first time
weird.
we're like kicking it
It's
since
October.
then. Yeah.
And it's like 6 a.m. Am I allowed to say that?
I feel like that's a really good parlay into the fact that we should make like a hard drink right now. 'Cause
I
it's,
agree. Beautiful.
Okay, so this and maybe this.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Cheers to 7 a.m. bevies. That's actually dead.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Groovy little corner.
Yeah, this is cute.
All right. Perception box question. What about your life do you wish would never change and why? Nice.
Ooh. I don't know. I always say this when people like ask me about like when I moved to LA. I love not being from here.
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that I like had to move here. I just am really glad to like, you know, have a completely different place to like go home to if I get overwhelmed here and all that. How about you?
I don't know. I wish my parents would like stop growing old and stuff.
Oh,
you know?
same. That's
I
real.
feel like that's a good one. You very much want everything to stay the same, and like every time you visit home, like for them not to like get older and stuff. But I think that's what like makes, you know, the moments more precious is like that they're finite.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This one's a challenge card. Show off your favorite physical body part.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
I just pull my ass out.
I take my feet out.
Yeah. Your dogs are your favorite?
I take my, no, absolutely not.
Like pull it out. Is that what I said? Show off. Pull it out's crazy. That was not insinuating anything specific. That was a mistake. I kind of dig my quads.
Okay.
I feel like I have like soccer guy quads because I played soccer.
Look at that.
But you can't even see them. Ma'am? My lady?
My lady. I don't know. I like my thumbs.
I dig your thumbs. When they do anything particular?
No. I like that I like have them. I'm like, okay, this is a T for 2 question. What's the worst thing someone could say about you?
Damn. This is so like surface level. I feel like we're supposed to get deeper. We'll get deeper after this one.
Yeah.
If someone ever said like I smelled or like I was smelly,
That's real.
that'd be devastating, dude. Especially like in public, like if others heard, I'd be such a hermit. Like I'd go home and just lock the door for a few days.
That's real. One time in high school, my mom was making tacos and I got into my friend's car and she was like, "You smell like taco meat."
Tough.
And I was like, whoa. And I never forgot it. They called me beef for the rest of high school.
Oh no, she let it out.
But that's already been said. So let me think of something. I guess they're not like saying this about me, but saying this to me. Like when I make a joke and someone's like, ha 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 ha, like funny. And they're just like fucking with me. I'm like, you're an asshole.
Nah,
like
for real.
you suck.
Cool.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right. Challenge card. Whoop whoop. Spicy. Post a picture of your date on your stories and ask your followers to vote thumbs up or thumbs down. Reveal results at the end of the date.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna put this 5 Nights at Freddy's filter on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do like my best blue steel. Give me a second.
Well, you can't even see you. You're like Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, excellent. I was just gonna do like, do you know those like just
yeah.
aggressively?
Wait,
I don't know if anyone's zooming in on that, but that's crazy.
Okay.
All right.
Another perception box question. What is your most consistent and greatest fear?
Holy smokes. Someone just asked me this like 2 days ago, actually. And I think it changes from day to day. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna say the same thing today that I said 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I think just like maybe not achieving what I really want to, or like what I'm meant to, because I'm like fucking around on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like
No, that's real. I definitely agree with that. I would say for me, definitely like death. Like
Word.
there are some people who are like, yeah, everybody dies. But like for me, it's kind of like friends, like family, like all of that, like and then myself.
Have you like experienced death like in an intimate way, like around you? And
Yeah,
that's like
definitely.
that's probably like furthered that angst about it.
I mean, like all of my grandparents are gone, so I don't have any of my grandparents. And then when I was younger, I lost my brother. So it's kind of just like it kind of just like looms over me because it's like such a thing in my life. Like
Yeah.
I know people who are my age whose like grandparents are still alive.
Right.
And like they haven't like experienced like loss. And so it's just like weird to like think about like losing someone even closer than that, or like not like being in my body anymore one day. You know what I mean?
No, very freaky.
Yeah, very freaky stuff. Yeah.
This is a perception box question. Do you ever feel like you have something to prove?
Definitely. It was kind of like last minute how I like moved out to LA and all that. I feel like my parents were very like, why didn't you go to college? And for me, it's kind of just like I just didn't want to go, and that's totally okay to not want to go to college. I don't know. I just feel like I have to like prove myself in like my career and my like lifestyle out here. I just have to like get it together and make it work and make it stable.
Right. Yeah, absolutely feel that. I feel like who I look like and who I am inside is like very different. Like I feel like I'm actually pretty sensitive.
Definitely.
And I like went to a movie by myself the other day and like cried in there. So yeah, I just feel like the fact that I'm like a little more sensitive and hold like, I guess, emotion and like emotional management to a higher esteem than I maybe give off initially.
Yeah, definitely.
Is something that I kind of always am like trying to prove, and I feel like every room that I walk in.
Definitely, yeah. I feel the same. I feel like a lot of people like perceive me as like dumb because like everything I say is like me being funny, like me like breaking the ice, and I am very smart. It is not evident at all in the way that I like speak in my day-to-day life. Like
I think
I'm like
it is, by the way,
like but yeah, I do feel a lot like I do have to like prove myself in that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like the humor that you like bring into most situations is like ever a cover up for any of that, or like because it's easier than?
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel like it's definitely easier to be like funny than to, you know, be more like intellectual about things.
Right.
I feel like there's like a lot more to me than I like let on.
Yeah, I feel like humor is a good means of like deflection too, and like it's a lot easier to not be vulnerable, you know, when you're like talking that shit. Like, you know, making like a joke of it.
Just saying shit, not even talking, just saying shit.
Just gapping. T for 2 card. What is your most terrible memory?
Whoa.
Dude.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, quick.
One time in health class, we were learning about the balls. She had the diagram up on the board. I was so overwhelmed. I was like, what is going on? Because like the kid behind me was like throwing like goldfish at the back of my head. And I like hated this teacher, like she was so mean. And I think from like the stress, I passed out in class and I hit my head on like 3 desks. Later that day, I was at lunch and there were some kids like across the cafeteria. And one of the kids threw like a half full can of soda at me in the middle of the lunchroom, and the entire lunchroom goes, ooh.
And you were already like,
I was already
balls
down
passed
bad.
out, girl.
I was already,
beef maybe.
I wasn't beef yet. That came later.
You're racking them up though.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't know. Mine's like
sad. I don't know, but I'll let it fly. One of my family members like accidentally shot themselves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there was like, it was like in our house, and it was like blood everywhere, and I was like 12 or 13.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, and I like saw all the aftermath, and that like I just like dreamt it. It was like the classic like trauma response of just like thinking about it and like seeing the images in your head for like days and like the nights after.
Yeah.
And that was like really spooky.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
I am so sorry about that.
Thanks,
That's
man.
that's really crazy.
I got over it now, but yeah, it sucked for
Yeah.
12-year-old me.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
2 for 2 questions. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner.
Word.
Okay.
All right. I think you're like very outgoing and confident. Like,
Thank you.
A good advice I've received before is like always tell the risky joke. Like you said, like there's people that'll be like, what the hell? But I think telling it anyway is like, that's how you're gonna make like really good friends that you actually relate to also.
No,
you know?
definitely.
So I think you're good at that, like
Thank
in
you.
attracting like the right people, and it comes from like your confidence and like your personality.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just really nice, like easy to talk to. Like I was really like sweaty and nervous on like the lobster episode,
Mad
of course.
sweaty and nervous,
Mad
yeah.
sweaty in there. I feel like even though I was like having a really rough time, like trying to keep it together and like play it cool, I feel like you like make it really easy because you're just so easy to talk to and like you're so like personable.
Thank
and
you.
I feel
That's
like
sweet.
that's like a lot of people feel just like comfortable like talking to you.
Thank you.
Of course. You have a good sense of style too.
Really?
So I feel like that too, yeah.
That's huge, Haley. Wow.
Yeah, of course.
That made me feel like a really special boy.
Of
hearing
course.
that. Challenge card.
Challenge card.
Share a string of pasta like Lady in the Tramp.
That's crazy.
The fact that pasta is now approaching from the back of the room is wild. I was like, yeah, sure, idiots. If there's pasta here, do it.
I love this.
And
Thank
there
you
it
so
is.
much. This is the best like 7 a.m. meal.
Yeah, pasta getting drunk mix. Like, all right, come over here, man. bring the pasta here.
I'm gonna bite it. I can't do this.
All right.
I can't. Really, really delicious.
She's about to go in for seconds.
Look at that. For a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Perception box question again. When was the last time someone told you you've changed? What did you assume they meant, and how did it make you feel?
Oh, yeah, it's me. Probably like 6 months after moving to LA. I'm from like Austin, Texas. When I moved here and I started doing like acting stuff or like modeling stuff or like commercials or whatever and just like posting about it on set, people were kind of just like, oh, there it is, like Mr. LA, like
Yeah.
he's just like super vain now. And
Yeah.
But so in fairness to them, like I do post like myself and stuff a lot. I don't know, it's Instagram and it's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be posting like myself mostly, and I'm also trying to like build a career, and so
That's just work.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's just work. But I guess I do like allow people's opinions, like my friends, to carry like more weight than I probably should. So like when someone from my hometown was like, oh, he's changed, like he's Mr. Hollywood now, I
Yeah.
was like, that sucks to hear. Like, is that actually the perception I'm giving out to the world? Like, how do I not do that? So that like kind of affected me, but.
Definitely. Yeah, I've had a lot of people back home be like, "Oh, you've changed."
Yeah.
Cuz I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, so like not a lot of people from Albuquerque, New Mexico like even want to end up in LA
Or even want to
So-
leave probably at all, ever.
At all, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, people love to throw "you've changed" at me back home. The most recent one, and I think this one probably hurt the most. It was like kind of a childhood best friend of mine. She told me that like LA's changed me. And I don't feel like that's true entirely, but I definitely was like, wow, this is like someone that I like grew up with.
The other side of the coin is like no shit, right? Like everyone's evolving and like you're gonna
And
grow
growing,
and
yeah.
like self-development happens, I think, especially when you move away from home.
Yeah, I think it can definitely be viewed as a good thing. Okay, your turn.
Perception question, whoop whoop. What emotion do you feel walking into your childhood home? That's nice.
Oh, yeah, I feel like very, very comforted. I love like being around my family. I love seeing my mom and dad. And like my family's lived in the same house since like before I was born, like since my brother was born. I don't know. It's like, it's just so comforting. It's
Yeah.
a little sad to know that like I left home at 19 because a lot of people like they go to college but then they come back
Totally.
home for like a year or two. Like I just feel like I left home so young and I feel like if I could do it over I'd like wait a year or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever like talked with your parents or family about that, or like do you think they know that?
I don't think they know that, but I wouldn't say anything because my
Yeah.
dad calls me like all the time and he's like, when are you coming home? But
I bet they would freaking love to hear. Not that you're like struggling or like you think it's a mistake, you know, but like
Yeah.
that you cherish, you know,
yeah, definitely.
being with them that much. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
Kind of similar to yours. I think it's like going home is like very grounding and very contrarian to the hustle and bustle, you know, of like the city and LA. It always reminds me of what I think's truly important in life is just like family and strong relationships and people that you can be like vulnerable with.
Definitely. Be honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you find the person sitting across from you? They will wear headphones.
They will wear headphones.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to Gangnam Style
I was
while you
about to
do
ask,
this.
okay, what your go-to?
No, we're gonna do Thrift Shop,
Let's go.
Macklemore. All right, let's go. Go ahead. Right?
Okay. Yo, Haley, can you hear me though, for real? All right, just making sure. Be honest, let's get 1 to 10. How attractive do you find the person? 8. You heard it.
Huh?
Okay, excellent.
No, it was just loud. the sax kicked in.
Can I just keep the good times
Yeah,
rolling
you
with your
can
phone?
keep Thrift Shop on, yeah. Oh, this is funny. I'd say he's like an 8. He's cool, he's tall, he's funny, he's handsome. He's got the hair figured out. Slay King.
Kiss your partner anywhere on their body. Ask for consent first. Wow.
That's crazy.
Can I do like a Victorian on the hand?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just trying to
sick.
get close to like your thumbs, I think is what it is. Your super cool thumbs. I've like never really done this too also. I'm gonna make eye contact.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, bring him back. There it is.
That's crazy. Can I give you a forehead kiss?
Yeah,
That's really
sounds
funny.
rad, man.
Let's go, let's go.
All right. That was sweet.
That was very wholesome.
That was like dopamine.
We're going to set a timer for 4 minutes.
Wow.
And you are going to stare into each other's
Oh.
No way, for 4 minutes? That's the longest amount of time I've ever done anything.
Your 4 minutes start now.
It was definitely weird. Shorty could not sit still at all. But yeah, she was like very antsy about it, and it was kind of making me antsy about it.
I was definitely like, this is really awkward. Like, when is this gonna end? Like, that was like wildly out of my comfort zone because I don't even do like eye contact in normal conversations. Oh, thank God.
How was the experience overall? How was the date?
It was really fun. It was hard to like stop the conversation for the next question, you know? I felt like we could go on for like a long time.
Her very bubbly nature really meshes like well with mine. It was very, very natural and super fun conversation we had the whole time. Like there was literally never an awkward part except when she got super weird about the eyeball connection for 4 minutes. So honestly, if I go back in, I kind of want to like force her to like sit still and look me in the eyes for a little while.
You can either go back in if you feel like you want to explore this relationship romantically, or you can leave right now. What are you going to do?
There's bestie.
What up, dog? How's it hanging?
What's up, twin?
What up, gang? Nice. That would've been sad.
That would have been really sad.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy, actually.
I'm glad we-
The drama.
I've got a challenge for you, dog.
What is
It was to look in each other's eyeballs and you not move constantly
Oh my gosh.
and freak out.
Yeah, that was really scary.
I think like being able to like be still with someone and
Yeah.
like just chill. For some reason, it feels like vulnerable, and it is for some
Definitely.
reason.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's what I'm like. Can she do it?
She can do it.
Really?
She can do it.
Setting a timer for 30 seconds.
All right. We have to face each other. You have to.
Like fully?
Yeah, full
Ooh.
chair.
Okay, no moving.
All right. That was really fast.
We did
actually.
it. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
fast. That was
like,
way
really
better
fast.
than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this has been a blast, seriously.
Yeah, that was lovely. We've got 87% thumbs up, 13% thumbs down. Oh, he voted thumbs up on himself, so that one doesn't count.
Thumbs up are a bunch of like friends that I know and I care about their opinion. It got 88% thumbs up. And actually it looks like the thumbs down are people I literally have never heard of. So it seems overall pretty darn positive.